That all being said, tonight is Lufia 2. I really like the Ancient Cave. I've only really beaten it once, and it's something that, like, speedrunning it is something that is kind of intriguing to me, but I just need to grind out runs and learn the tech, so that's what I'm doing tonight. Just gonna try it out. As far as, like, if they're worth playing, I think Lufia 2 is the one that I can just, like, hands down recommend. It does a lot of really cool stuff, has a lot of, like, Zelda-like puzzles and stuff. Yep, I'm credits warping. The rest of them are a little bit more of a mixed bag. Listen to music, left, exit. Open the menu, equip, look at the screen, leave to the menu, open config, music is selected, left down A, okay, I don't see an arrow, so we're good, down X, yep, exit the menu, open it, exit it, Tia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Open menu, status, look at this wonderful fellow. Leave the menu, talk to Tia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 46, 49, 50, 60, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About some like has. And the sink is very sad. And yeah, like what Jay had said, like, the first game is very generic. It's cool to have played it first because of how, the beginning, the prologue of 1 is the ending of 2. But, like, I'll be 100% honest with you, I really like this series. I have never actually finished Lufia 1. It's just kinda tedious. I've gotten like 75% of the way through. The Game Boy Color one is actually pretty interesting. I think the dungeons are a huge step down. They were like, in the Game Boy Color one, they were like, hey, everyone liked the Ancient Cave, let's make every dungeon in the game randomized. But without any of the stuff that made the Ancient Cave interesting. But it does some really cool stuff. It's one of the RPGs where you have a really big party and it actually has, like, interesting stuff to do with all of them. Yeah, I would definitely compare Lufia 1 to Breath of Fire 1 in a lot of ways. They're fine. Like, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't play it, but it's not something I'm saying is, you know, required reading or anything. I'm going to adjust some audio levels here real quick. This is part of the scuff. Just a little loud in my ears. I'll add a gain for all of you. Let me know if that's acceptable. And so for the record, what I'm doing now, physically, is I have an L desk here. And I have my, the Super Famicom with the SD to SNES sitting over to the left of the PVM, which is what I'm playing off of. But that's on the L portion of my desk, which is rotated 90 degrees from where I normally sit. So I also had to put my webcam on top of the PVM and adjust it for the VTuber. And also that means I had to move my microphone. All of this is temporary. I really need to figure out a permanent solution that doesn't take up the majority of my desk. But for today, it works. It doesn't take that long. I think you can reset now. It'll count as a win. Yay, retry mode. Portia, destined to eternally be stonewalled by Maxim, and then turned into some sort of eldritch horror. Oh, do I need to hard reset? Oh, well, I guess we'll get to find out if this'll work. Okay, good. We still have retry. There we go. BFK Buzz. 50, 60, 70, 'Bout some like has. I love this. I love that this exists both because of how silly it is and how useful it is for unlocking gift mode on a fresh cart. You're welcome, Sync. Alright. I should have gift mode unlocked now. Did I not wait long enough? Well. Oh, which means I need to... Alright, the entire stream is just going to be runs of this tonight, I guess. So how's everybody's night going tonight? Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely glad it's the weekend and that I don't have anything really going on. Last weekend took a lot out of me. Config, music. Left, left. Equip. Config. Left, down, A. Okay, that's fine. Down, down, X. Yep. Alright, I'll wait a little longer this time. I guess I'm going to wait until the actual credits start rolling. I'll bet you that's when it is. Oh, also, another thing that I suppose most of you aren't really aware of. So I did meet my incentive that I threw in on a whim that I did not expect to meet. So last weekend, I raised $420 for Extra Life, which is what I set a goal to have a 24-hour stream of my own at. This will not happen soon, I don't think. There are some things I want to do to prepare for that will require some technical work on my end. So, no promises that it'll even happen, like, this year? Which, you know, by that I mean this month and a half. But that will happen at some point when I have enough things planned to make it worth it. Also, yes, once I have caught up enough on sleep. Alright, I'm going to trust. So that's one of the things that will get announced in Discord as I have it. There we go, gift mode. Alright, we need friend, other friend, big friend. Huh. You know, I never noticed that these guys are all at presumably the level they join your party at? Interesting. I don't think I've ever opened the menu before going in the ancient cave in this mode. Alright. It's been a really long time since I've done this in any, like, serious capacity, so tonight is just going to be fiddling around and derusting. I do not expect to get a successful run. Unless the game just, like, hands me everything I could possibly want. Seriously, for floor one? So, I assume everyone here is familiar with the Ancient Cave as, like, a concept and, like, kind of the goals. But the big thing is there is a super boss at the bottom that is less a super boss and more a DPS check. That you kind of need pretty specific stuff to be able to reasonably beat. So basically we're just going to kind of go down, try to get levels where we can do so safely, and get the stuff that we need to be able to beat the final boss. Yes, it is essentially... Ooh, champion. Amazing find. So yeah, Igor, it's a mystery dungeon. You start at level 1 with no equipment. There is a bit of a meta progression component that doesn't factor into the speedrun, obviously, which is there will be blue chests with special drop tables that have equipment that you can bring back out with you and back in. So if you're doing this in the main game, because you can do that, gift mode is just like a special mode where you get to pick your party and go in and just do that. If you're coming in the main game, the main reason to do it is to find those blue chests, because a lot of that stuff is super powerful. But the blue chests aren't... There's no meta progression in the speedrun / like, if you're trying to do, you know, a run of this, so... normally, in this game, you would buy your spells as well as your equipment. So those are also put into the drop pool. Honestly, it works a little bit I would say it works a little bit like an archipelago, almost, in kind of its progression style. More than your classic mystery. Bravery. That's defense, right? Yeah, darn. It's trick, that one. And it's 100 floors long. There are certain biomes that matter more than others. You normally can't leave unless you find an item called Providence. Once again, we don't really care about that. And Providence is an item that will drop exactly once. It has a really high drop rate starting on floor 20. We pick this team in particular for a few specific reasons. You have to have Maxim, so he's just in. I think if you had a choice, you would probably take Ceylon instead. I don't know. Ooh, party room. Oh, shit, I forgot to change my capsule monster. Speaking of party competition. And you pick Dakar and Guy because they are the big beefy dudes with no magic who do the most damage, and specifically Dakar can use one of the Go Mode items, the Dakar Blade, which does fractional damage to the boss's health. I know Sully is one of them. I don't remember if Sully's the best. I think Sully might be the more consistent one. Whatever. Once again, this is just testing. And basically the way the final boss works is he is just a giant sack of HP that fully heals your party on turn 1. And then you have 3 turns to kill him, and he will just do nothing. Alternatively, you can kill your own party in that time after he full heals you, but that is not counted as a win as far as the run is concerned. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. So Dakar having the weapon that does fractional damage is one of the ways that you can manage to actually do enough damage. Guy is kind of similar to Dakar. He can't use the Dakar Blade, but he can use the Gatus Blade, which is in 8x attack. It literally attacks 8 times with its IP. So those are kind of the 2 things that you're looking for. Artie is here because he has the most powerful magic in the game and is the fastest. Which, with the way running works in this game, it's kind of a weird calculation that is sort of an average of your party's speed, but is more affected by your highest speed than anything else. So Artie is here mostly to have a bunch of healing. If you get one of the holy spells, he's the only one who can cast them. And also to let you run away, which is important because you run them a lot in the ancient cave. What else? A big part of the run... Ooh. Deadly Sword. Which one is that? Ah! Well, I guess I'm going to find out. Alright. I just made a mistake. It might not be that much of a mistake, depending on... which one is this? So, there are 2 swords called Deadly Sword. Both of them are cursed. One of them is useful, the other one is useless. I think this is the useless one. Give me a minute. I have a reference page up. So, the good deadly sword, only Maxim can equip. Does this say how to tell which one is which? So, basically, the difference is there's a different description. There's one that's only in the ancient cave that shares a lot of similarities. The important thing is that the good one has an 80% chance of instant death on hit. The bad one is just bad. I think this is the bad one. Oh, no, this is the good one. Okay, that's not the worst then. So the key thing about this is the only way to... Normally, how you would unequip something that's cursed is you would go to a church and have the curse lifting. That doesn't exist in the Ancient Cave, so there is a red chest drop called a Curse Lifter Potion that lets you unequip cursed things. The crux of it is that equipping a cursed... There are a few cursed weapons that do instant death. And it's kind of a gamble because they're incredibly useful for clearing out very dangerous random encounters in the Ancient Cave, but they're utterly useless against the jelly. Hey, Toonhead. So basically you have to kind of weigh whether it is worth it to risk having a useless weapon for the jelly in order to make the rest of the dungeon faster and easier. With Maxim, it's a little bit less of a concern because his damage is generally less important. Also, I'm definitely running into the issue of trying to explain this while playing and forgetting where the hell everything is. But you definitely want to be cognizant of that before equipping it. Also, equipping the bad deadly sword would have just been really bad. I got lucky though. Strongest is a very scary button when you have cursed equipment in this game because it does not give a shit and will just equip it. I guess the other thing is that, similar to the main game, I mean, it uses all the same enemy mechanics as the main game, but more important here, just due to how dangerous everything is. Enemy pattern manipulation is a huge part of this. So every enemy in the game, due to its kind of puzzle nature, has... I guess I won't say every enemy has a unique one, because there are classes of enemies that share them, but there are different movement patterns and ways enemies react to your movement. And knowing how that works for specific things is important. Like, these guys just chase you, so I have to fight them to get through the door. There are enemies that will, like, run around the circle, run around the perimeter of a room, kind of like a bubble from Zelda. There are enemies that, like, only move once every few steps. There are some enemies that, like, have line of sight and will start chasing you once they see you. There's all kinds of things. Also, if it sounds like there's a billion mechanics getting stacked up on top of each other, yes. Welcome to why I love this game. It's doing so much really cool stuff. But these first few floors, as I understand it, definitely do not get your strategy information from me, but you're mostly... You can kind of run through them quickly. I'm kind of taking my time because I'm still learning. But there isn't like a ton that's super important that you can find in floors 1 through 20. Mostly taking some easy XP when you can find it. Miracles are nice. Miracles are full revive and full heal and revive, including MP, so they're super valuable. You might have noticed that everyone's HP is not full. That's because you only get max HP on level up. So having ways to heal is important. Which was why Champion was such a nice pickup. Another mechanic that this game has is your magic is all multi-target or single-target, and you can split it as you choose. So you can target, like, only 2 of the enemies out of a group of 3, all of them, or only 1 of them, for example. You can split it up however you want. Champion is the strongest healing spell, which is just a straight-up full heal if you use it single target, but it's also essentially a full heal if you use it on your entire party. It just costs a shitload of MP, so one of the other spells that I'll be hoping to get is Strong, which is the base healing spell, which is just kind of efficient single-target healing. The little guy that I forgot to swap out at the beginning is called a capsule monster. There's a bunch of them. You level them up. Well, they get normal XP, but you can evolve them by feeding them equipment. Which is why you pick one to work with in the Ancient Cave, because you're only going to have enough equipment to feed one of them, generally. They just act on their own. They can be meat shields. They run away eventually if they take too much damage, but if they die, it doesn't matter. They just come back to the next. They're basically just like a little wild card, and they all have their own abilities. We pick this one because he just kind of does fairly reliable damage when he's leveled up. So that was a blue chest. I don't think any of us can equip that because it's female only, so that was a bust. Fireball is nice to have an offensive spell. So you want an offensive spell at least of some... Alright, interrupting. So that's not a place that a chest can spawn. And I don't know how well it comes through, but you'll notice that it's kind of a little color shifted yellow. That's a mimic. They suck. I really hope I don't have to go down there to get through the floor. What? Alright. Feeling sorry for giving me a useless... Alright, giving me another mostly useless one. Thanks. At least someone can equip that. Oh, yes. So, when I was rambling earlier about the Go mode items and talking about, 8x damage and fractional damage and all of that, that's all related to the IP mechanic. If you'll notice, everyone has 3 bars on their status, HP, MP, and IP. IP is short for Ikari points, Rage points, which is a mechanic where as you take damage that fills and you can spend it on special abilities of your equipment. Most of this doesn't have that. Thank you for the posture check. Oh, yeah. Also, another good thing this game does great, a lot of really good little guys. Oh, thank you for the sub, T-Rob. Was the sub notification still not working? I will have to fix that after the stream. Thank you for the sub regardless, despite not getting a little ding-a-ling. I should have Twitch alerts on this. Let's see. Whatever. So yeah, managing your IP is also very important, and as such, I am sending copyright lawyers out to know. But yeah, that's another mimic. It's important because if you die, you lose all of it, but you do need to get hit to level it up, and if you're not going into the final battle with full IP on everybody, you are in trouble. But that's a problem for later. I am going to fight these guys because I was talking earlier about good little guys. They have the Japanese dog kobolds, and they're mistranslated as kobold because everything in this game is mistranslated, but they're adorable. Yeah, I guess another thing that this game kind of borrows from Mystery Dungeons and roguelikes and also uses pretty heavily in its puzzles is the concept of a step. Enemies only move when you move, if that wasn't obvious just from watching. And a move is considered a step, a swing of your sword, and a use of a tool, but you don't have any of those in the Ancient Cave, so that doesn't matter. You can also hold R to move in place, which doesn't count as a step, which you need to do things like right. They follow you. And this is illustrating another thing. Preemptive strikes and ambushes are based on who has the advantage on the field. So I walked into the side, so I had a chance of getting a preemptive like I did. Walking into the back is higher. Similarly, if the enemy hits you in the side or the back, that's bad. Getting ambushed by a late game monster in the Ancient Cave is sometimes just death. Wow, this is the most mimics I think I have ever seen. Well, hopefully there's an egress here. There is. That's another mimic. Anyone in chat have any plans for the weekend? My plans for the weekend are to do as little as possible, because I need that. And by as little as possible, I mostly mean probably work on projects, because I really want to get the shuffler in a state where I can call it at least releasable somehow. Good plans. Goodbye, guy. Oh, you're going to Distant Worlds tomorrow? Nice. I completely... Where is that playing? Deadly Rod. Alright. Well, if I didn't already have a Deadly Sword equipped, that would be a consideration. It still kind of is, but we'll see. Forgot it was playing. Oh yeah, another thing to know about the cursed items. So the way Lufia 2 handles cursed items is that it technically turns them into a separate item once you uncurse them. Which has completely different properties from the cursed version. So, I can't just get a curse lifter and use it on the deadly sword and have it be as useful because it loses the dark property. Oh, cores. These guys are metal slimes. They run away very quickly, like that. Due to a bug, though, they're supposed to be immune to magic. Instead, they're incredibly vulnerable to it, so you want to do magic. I mean, you probably did, T-Rob, and, I might have seen it, but I'm ADHD as hell and forget things. Hey, Anosep. Yep. I can now summon a dragon. Is this higher? No. Okay. What does this do? Oh, bravery. Yeah, that's fair. Hard to tell. Sometimes chests are less likely to spawn right next to stairs, so I was afraid that was a mimic. Tiny cave. Tiny's floor. Hey, Ellison. Welcome in. It is, in fact, Ancient Cave o'clock. I have found a single encounter of red cores, and they both ran away immediately. So, you know, classic cores. Small floor. I love that you have a core running away emote. That's great. Oh, bye, Sully. Actually, I was looking up... I'm awful with names, so I apologize. You, wrote some of the guides for this, didn't you? Is that, the, reference yours, or the... Is it the spreadsheet? One of those. Nice. Yeah, I've fiddled with this a little bit over the years, never really getting seriously into it. Like, the level I'm at is I have had a single jelly kill, and that was like 4 years ago. But I very much appreciate the resources, and I would like to get more into it. I've always really loved this game, and especially the Ancient Cave, and I'm an idiot. That was not how you handle that situation. That's awesome. Guy, you're not doing a great job of staying alive. I just, you know, it's just some feedback. The archipelago for this is really fun. That one, you definitely get to do a lot more, messing around with kind of the meta progression stuff of the blue chests. Because if I remember right, the checks are just like blue chest items and maybe like spells. So like you can kind of handle it both ways of just doing like a vanilla run. But if like your first vanilla run doesn't succeed, you've probably gotten some checks from other people that make your next one better. It's a really cool experience. I did that so perfectly and just attacked the... Honestly, I should set up an archipelago sometime soon, again. Soon-ish. I always get the itch to do it after Extra Life, but then need a little bit of time off after Extra Life to want to put in the effort. There's no reason to check this, but I have to know. Alright, second ominous deadly sword. They are fun. Alright. Ooh. Alright. Definitely a fan of that. Is that a Sky Sword? I think that's a Maxim one, or is that one that... Okay, good. What's the IP on this? Right. You know, so, not go mode, but could be a component of a jelly kill. Yeah, I'll have to go back and review. This was, like I said, like 4 years ago when I got my 12-hour challenge jelly kill. And I really wish at the time that I had a way to put chat on screen, because I was getting tips from somebody, and I don't remember who it was. Okay. So... the structure of the ancient cave is it is 100 floors, and on the 100th floor is a super boss, which is kind of a joke. It's literally just one of the basic jelly enemies, except blown up to like 700% size with... What? Excuse me. Sorry, interrupted by 2 blue chests, including one of them having a Sky Sword in it. Or Fry Sword, even better. Anyway, joke enemy, at the bottom where, it's just like a super big basic jelly. All it does is it gives you 3 turns to kill it, and it's a giant sack of HP. Oh, alright. We're Iris % now, boys. So, basically what you're trying to do, in order for the run to count as successful, you have to beat the jelly at the bottom. And since it is basically a timed DPS check, you're looking for a bunch of specific gear that will give you the damage you need to do that. Most of what we're looking for is the Gades Blade, which has an 8x attack as its IP. Or the Dakar Blade, which is a, it does fractional damage, so it does a % of its HP. So yeah, when I say something can be a component of a jelly kill, I basically just mean, it may not be one of the optimal items, but it is damaging enough that with enough other boosts, it might be worth using during the jelly fight. Wings. I like those. Mine aren't holy, though. Alright, I'm getting a lot of weird mid-tier magic. I remember these guys sucking. And that's why they suck, because they're super fast. Champion available in combat if I need it. You know, I know that's supposed to be like baggy clothing, but I like to assume that you just like found a shopping bag. Not even a first strike. Look it up. Yeah, that was dumb. I would have been able to kill them in one round, probably, and well, I escaped, but I'm just going to have to deal with them again. Probably. At least I didn't get double twisted again. Max, come on, buddy. Oh, they really don't like Sully. Yeah, I need to get better at dealing with rooms like that. Things are not going well for our intrepid heroes. Now the whole champion's worth of MP wasted. Yay. Is that an instant kill move? When does the Gades blade start dropping? Oh, right. Never mind. Gades blade is a blue chest item. What am I talking about? The car blade. That's the one I was wondering. 15 plus. Okay. So I do need to care about red chests. Bird. Got a dragon. I've got a bird. What more could I want? You know, that is fair. I could use more snacks. Although, I did eat so much at the MOA today that I just didn't eat dinner. I'm kind of not in the snack mood right now. Oh, right. T-Rob, you like rhythm games, right? I mean, this is one that I wouldn't be good at either. But while I was at the MOA, I made I'll call it a concerning discovery. I think one of the arcades there has Waka. I was with a work group, so I didn't really get a chance to go investigate and make sure, but they had a cab that sure looked like a Waka cab. So I'm probably going to be going there in the near future to check that out. WACCA. It is a really cool Japanese rhythm game. No, that's not it. That didn't let me do that. That kind of looks like it's a washing machine. Alright, that's in there. This might actually be pretty easy to get in and out. I've got no armor, which is part of why everything is hitting so hard. Oh, nice. And there's another one that has a similar form factor, which is why I'm not 100% sure if it's Waka or not. I can't remember the name of the other one I'm thinking of. But either way, if it's the other one I'm thinking of, I played it at SGDQ and it was also very fun. So, regardless, I'm probably going to go check it out. And you are welcome to join me if it works out for you. That I think is the one that I'm thinking of that I also played at SGDQ. I didn't actually get a chance to play Waka because that cab was packed all the time, but I did play the other one with a similar form factor. Oh, more flat. If it... Eh, whatever. We'll have to see. This one was definitely kind of a washing machine-esque. You know what? I'm just gonna leave. Oh. Scenes that break your heart to see. Okay, never mind. This sucks too, but less than the octopus. Alright, get it. I got really lucky there. They have an AoE fire attack that if all four of them did that, I might have just been dead. And they also can do that. So, the reason I was so scared is those octopus enemies have an attack that hits everyone a lot. They're one of the more dangerous encounters on this floor. Looks like I can go around this way. I can't escape, Snailser. I may be forgetting about a tool I have in my toolbox. I am not. Okay. I also forgot that holy wings are female only. Not having any way of reviving outside of miracles is sad. Yep, I deserve that. 100% my own fault. Okay. Having both of my healers paralyzed isn't great. Okay. Alright, I'm safe. Barely. And that's why this, I'm going to call it a run despite this one not being a speed run. That's why this run is scary. It is very, very easy to just, screw up some movement and get completely annihilated. What? Oh, I am super dead. I did not realize that they, turned around. Am I about to get as lucky as possible? No. And I only have 2 miracles. And I also don't think it's possible to leave this tile without getting into another encounter with them. Okay. Oh, they start doing that thing when the door is open. Right, right. Well, lesson learned. Now I just need to find a miracle or a regain or rally. Ideally before I get into any more encounters, but that's super unlikely. Ah. So, mimics. Alright, I mean, that's nice, but not what I want. That blue chest has flat shading and no little shiny bit on the top. That's a blue mimic. They suck. A lot. They'll murder you. Do I have to walk past it to get out of here? I have to walk past it to get out of here. I don't remember exactly what their aggro radius is, but there's also a bunch of other dangerous stuff in here. Okay, it's not there. This isn't a death spiral now. If I was actually running, I would have probably reset by now, but I'm going to try and see what I can do to salvage this, just because it's good practice. Not even a... Not even a preemptive, huh? Oh, really, Egrets? Are you talking about the battle music? Oh, sure. I mean, I can see it. It's got kind of a similar staccato thing going to, I think it's one of the night themes. Where the hell are the stairs? Oh, down here. Got it. Alright, that's helpful. But now I need 2 of them. Of course, now, with every red chest I get, I basically am thinking, if you give me a Dakar blade now, I hate you. Okay, that's a mimic. That's also a mimic. Right? They chase you. Chase me, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, damn it. That's not what I meant to do. Ugh. Hello, Chayla. You know, that's a good question. Like, my first assumption is that it's just like a shortening of high for things like, for games that had issues with, text length, but it might have kind of become its own thing. Alright. This is a time to use Sizzle. Hey Jayla, congrats on beating Final Fantasy Tactics again. T-Rob, I want you to know that you redeemed that as I was taking a sip of my water. Did you end up dropping out of Tactician mode, or did you beat it in Tactician mode? Game. Alright. We are technically back in there. Nice. It really does. Alright, in the middle of all that, I completely forgot where the stairs are. Honestly, you know, other than just internalizing the patterns of enemies and the ways to avoid them and stuff through practice, one of the biggest things I need to get better at, what I need to get better at is remembering where stairs are when I go off to look for goodies. Alright. I have 1 revive in the pocket now. Wow, this is a very, Alright, game, you don't have to apologize. This is a very right word. A very long level. Good old Weird Al. go down. Thank you. Ooh. Alright, please stay. I need this. Yeah, fireballs. Alright, I'll take one. So yeah, that's why you kill cores. Yup, they're metal slimes. Another entry in the really good little guys column. But yeah, they're supposed to be essentially immune to magic like metal slimes are, but because this game is held together by duct tape and prayers, I think it's an overflow error, where they have so much magic defense that the damage rolls over and then it rolls over and they have none. Ooh, that's a lot of cores. Alright. Oh, nice. Wow, okay. The red cores at this point are kind of whatever. It's the blue cores I care about. Alright, that was a very nice bump of XP. Also, everyone say hi to Ramia. They suck a lot. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Oh, now you get the instant kill. Thanks, Maxim. Yeah, I figured that probably wasn't worth it. You know, I could make a joke here, but I'm not going to do that on Twitch. I'll just let you infer the obvious joke. Okay. Fatal Pick is another one of those cursed weapons that does instant kills. If I remember right, it's better at it than most of them. But once again, I don't want to clog up all of my equipment slots with cursed stuff, and I already have a deadly sword. So the teleporting guys are especially scary because you do get the little tell of where they're going to pop up, but it can be easy to miss, and also they can teleport between rooms. It's rare, but it can happen. Alright. Stairs are down here. You know, a lot of it is probably nostalgia talking, but I've always liked the way that the Ancient Cave does its dungeon generation. It doesn't have the classic, the mystery dungeon, like, hallways going on. But I like how the rooms end up arranged, because they sometimes get squashed together. I don't know. How much base knowledge do you need to be able to do this? I guess define base knowledge. Are you talking about knowledge about the Ancient Cave in particular, or knowledge of, like, Lufia 2's mechanics outside of the Ancient Cave? And also, I guess, define do this, because, if you're trying to beat it casually, I would say less than you would think. It definitely helps to have played through the vanilla game first. I have no way out of here without dealing with assassins. Great. I would definitely say it helps a lot to have played through the game itself, just because this game does have some unique mechanics that you may not know immediately, but you can also just learn them. Doing what I'm doing is a bit harder and requires a decent amount of information. The big thing about it... Oh, got in first. Okay, I might have a shot. The way enemies move is kind of the big one. And just kind of having an idea of which ones are things to watch out for versus things you can kill, that sort of thing. But most of it is pretty self-explanatory, aside from a few things like how the deadly weapons work. And you're gonna want to look up what you need in order to beat the jelly. That all being said, what I'm trying to do is kind of the speedrun strat of doing it in one run. If you're just playing it casually, you can do it in multiple runs and eventually amass enough blue chest equipment that it gets a lot easier. But yes, definitely I would say a decent amount of starting up knowledge, or there are resources that you can reference while you're playing. Also, you have to not be a dumbass like I am. And forget that there is an assassin here that is going to try and destroy you. You don't fight every enemy to get strong for a few reasons. There's enemies that are kind of a net negative to fight, resource-wise. Like, those assassins, regardless of how strong you are, you don't fight them, unless you accidentally get into a fight with them. A lot of enemies don't really give enough XP to be worth the damage you'll take fighting them, because healing is at a premium. Especially if you don't have a healing spell. and leveling up only increases max HP, not current HP. You can definitely be fighting a lot more things than I am. I'm fighting... Once again, I'm doing kind of like... I'm doing speedrun light strats to get used to them. But... yeah. The answer is no, you don't fight everything because you would eventually get overwhelmed. I don't remember the snow sword. Oh, that must be like a Ceylon equipment. And especially for gift mode, like knowing what party to take. Although that's just, you know, you take these for. So yeah, I guess what I'll say is it would get a lot easier if you've played through the main game first. But you can absolutely just start doing this and pick stuff up as you go along. There are some resources on like speedrun.com that are super useful about like what enemies are dangerous, what items are useful, like how to deal with certain enemy patterns, that sort of thing. I don't know anyone off the top of my head because I'm not plugged into the speedrunning community, other than a couple people I've watched. But it would not surprise me if there are people who successfully speedrun this without having ever touched the base game. Also, don't be hasty like I am. At least the confused missed. Honestly, one thing that wouldn't be an awful way to learn how to play this, I know Fluffy did it a while back, ooh, pumpkin jewel, is, oh, okay, I was briefly stuck. As I was saying, it wouldn't be an awful way to at least dip your toes in, if you tried the archipelago for this. Because then you're just kind of making progress to the archipelago just by virtue of doing runs. I am being assisted by a mobile turnip. That is a capsule monster. There's a bunch of them. They kind of act on their own. You know, now that you mention it, it is probably time to feed him. Do you want to wear? Sure. Practicing speed strats is a strong word for what I'm doing at this point, Toon. I am... How should I put this? I am doing runs to just refamiliarize myself and get better at internalizing a lot of the stuff you need to do the base run successfully. But I'm kind of doing it using speedrun strats because my goal is to eventually do that. Also, the speedrun strats are just kind of good ways of good rules of thumb for playing well. He's no longer a turnip. Now he's a little dude. Yeah, pretty much. Don't worry, he'll get less human as it goes on. Alright, he's more human adjacent now, but, you know. That will eventually change, maybe. I actually don't remember what his final form looks like. You know, what can I say? Final Fantasy VII was super popular and everyone wanted a piece of the Buster Sword pie. So, I truly don't know how much of a chance I have, if any. I think this might be doable if I have, like, Trick. Of course you turn around that. How you doing, Anna? Yep, they suck. A lot. Take those. You know, normally I would agree with you, but those Hydras were very mean. Alright. I already have the deadly stuff I need, game. Please give me literally anything else. I would take a Dakar Blade. You know, Egrets, that would actually be a really cool VTuber thing if you had like a Hydra Sona that had multiple heads and you had the pet redeem that pet all of them. That'd be cute. Ooh, core. New core just dropped. Ooh, and it's sticking around. Once again, this is why you kill cores. It used to be a potion, but now it's not. Ooh. So, another important thing to note. If you see that bush that's to the right of the stairs, that is a bush that conceals a healing pad. There are no MP healing pads in the game, in the Ancient Cave, unlike the base game, but those healing pads are very nice to find. I'm about to find out because I didn't get a preemptive. Oh, they hit hard. That's about it. Oh, good. More assassins. I think they go left down. Ninjas. I could just die here. Okay, I got pretty lucky. Yeah. So that's kind of one issue with this party. Artia, or Artie, as they shorten it for no reason, is the only one in this team with any speed. Speed is super important, but unfortunately being able to wield big fuck-off swords is more important, so... it's a sacrifice we have to make. I also haven't found, like, any of the stuff that, increases my agility, which is a bit sad. You know, I agree with you, Toon. It really is a travesty that they don't. Man, I'm also getting awful, awful preemptive luck. Ooh. I don't think these guys are the worst. What game is that? Huh. Oh. I should have guessed that's where you were going with this. It is true. Warframe does let you have a big fuck-off sword and go very fast. tell me more about Wukong and his 50-foot power pole. Actually, don't do that. That's probably against TOS. Well, 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 if it isn't the Blowjob Brothers. I'm going to have to fight this guy to get through the tie. Despite being very large, I don't think these guys are too bad. Oh right, never mind, they're bad. I'm thinking of the other ones, the green version. Man, not getting rally or anything still stings. The classic monster of legend, the Cocatoris. This game also, like... I love this game to bits. It has a better translation than Breath of Fire 2. I'm pretty sure it was localized with zero budget. In one of those situations where, like, the translators were given a script and not given any information about the game itself. Like, absolutely you could, Egrets. What, you don't know what a heel bull does? Absorb. Okay. I think that's the magic one. MP. Alright. Oh, I forgot that's what they do. But yeah, it's stuff like this that I'm trying to improve on, just like intuitively remembering what the different monsters do and how to deal with different patterns, and just generally getting faster at stuff. You know, Tactical Breach Wizards is a game that I own and just have never started. I really need to get... I really need to play it. Look, Toonhead, I am cursed to be a video game enjoyer. I like most video games, and it is a problem. All right. I'm getting pretty lucky. But yeah, like, to be 100% honest with you, there are incredibly few genres of video game that I don't like. And that includes bad ones. It's like, I'm just endlessly curious about video games. Which is part of why I show off things like Baroque for the Saturn. Goodbye, Artie. Oh, good. Can someone come the fence straighten me? My fence is pretty broken. Nice try, fucko. You know, when I put that on, it is now a full metal jacket. To fight him? Maybe I do? No, okay. Right, it's dragon time. Oh boy, this is a mess. Like, this enemy sprite is just kind of badass. Maxim, not a good time. I wonder if they're resistant to Shadow, and that's what's going on. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Usually I can make a pretty good guess what the original name was. No clue for this one. I mean, I hate to break it to you, I'm almost certainly not beating it just by virtue of not having gotten the items I need. But it is Friday, so I can go a little bit later than usual. I would like you to step off of the stairs, Mr. T-Rex. I mean, there we go. Nope, never mind. Well, I got in first, so. Oh, I see. Just do what I do whenever I get close to the end of a game that I think I should be able to beat in a night. Stay up way too late because you're like, I'm super close. Actually, you know what? I do need to refill my water. It's been long enough. Let's go to break. I will be back shortly. I would also recommend, you know, if you need to, grab some water yourself. Stand up, stretch. Pet your local dog, cat, or dragon. All that good stuff. Be back in a little bit. I'm back. Pounder rod. Oh, that wasn't worth it. Oh well. So, as is probably unsurprising, these guys have instant death moves. And multiple attacks. A lot of them. I don't like that. That's very bad. Alright. Oh my god. Remember what I said a while ago about teleporting monsters being able to move between runes? It's so late. I don't want to use all my IP, but I think I kind of have to. Well, Sizzle should be enough. Goodbye, Artie. All right. Sword. That has an IP on it that is useful, if I remember right. Yes, that is fractional damage. Okay. Not good fractional damage, but it's there. That does make Jelly Kill more likely. I don't think I can get through without fighting you, which sucks. I also don't remember if you guys are actually Shadow Elemental. You are not. Okay. The Broadsword. The best thing about the ancient cave is the Broadsword. Very metal-themed room. Also, the best spelling of Siren I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, yeah, that would be... I know there is, Oh, that's bad. I know there is one. It doesn't retranslate much, but it does fix some bugs. Ugh, okay. It does fix some bugs with this. I think it's like Lufia 2 Fru Edition or something like that. Yup. We are purely at the mercy of RNG now. Sully might eventually... Oh! Alright, we got there. I mean, I think that can come in handy, but it's not Trick. Fake is the agility buff spell, Trick is the attack buff spell, and, like, it's kind of looking like this might be a run that will need Trick to win. Look at the chins on those guys. But yeah, we're firmly in the territory of everything has a status ailment and it sucks. Sometimes, as in the case of the Syrians, all of the status effects. Well, I hope I don't have to go that way. It does. Oh, damn it. Also, you can't fool me. These guys are just Monster Hunter monsters. Also, yes, that was 800 damage that didn't kill it. Also, I love these goobers. I mean, I don't like fighting them because they get 3 attacks, but look at them. Really wants me to have holy wings. Alright, I'm dying enough. That's nice to have. Alright, there's the stairs. Is that better than Ray's current weapon? It is exactly the same, except ice instead of holy, which is a significantly less useful element. Maybe bows are AoE. I don't remember if they're AoE or not. Well, that would have been nice like 3 fights ago. Hello, yes, this is Lufia. I felt the itch for more mystery dungeon. How's it going? Alright, I think I have to be careful. Or maybe I just feed now. Let's make sure I don't have anything better. Shit. Well, goodbye, old sword. I completely forgot that was the thing I wanted. See, this is why you menu down instead of up. So you can actually see what you're hitting. That was technically a blue chest item, but I don't particularly care because no one can use it. Ah, the Cyclops. So they have a unique aggro mechanic. They stand in place and turn around, but if you enter, they actually have a cone of vision, and if you enter, they start chasing you. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen them spawn on top of a chest before. Sully with the final punch. That would be good, but I have better swords. I don't want to fight you, birds. Peace. Also, totally normal crow. Also, they hurt a lot, like everything else. I am getting to the point where I have to start thinking about making sure I have all my IP filled up, but there's still time. The problem is on the later floors it gets harder to fill it up because you're fighting stronger things and more likely to just run into encounters that just delete you. Cores. I believe we're at the point of no cores, which are the highest tier ones. Maybe there's one more. Yeah, no core. Here's hoping. Alright. One of them sticking around. That's huge. A lot of XP. Yeah, so let's just chase you. They are surprisingly consistent with calling them Gorums, though. Artie. Okay. As you can imagine, that's not something I want to fight at the best of times. I got super lucky, confused, didn't hit anybody. Or specifically Artie, I guess. Oh, I got greedy. Guys are super dangerous. I know I keep saying that, but it's always true. I really... Well, I think Artie goes first. Yeah, okay. So if I use Champion, I should be fine. They can still, you know, decide a person dies today, but he at least won't wipe me. Alright. On the plus side, I have full IP now. Now I just need nobody to die. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. Still need that. It might be time to do another... Why did I do that? It's only one. Never punished. Yeah, that wasn't even a valuable door. These guys look so, like, unhappy to be here. You know, have you ever thought about how extra of a name Morningstar is for that weapon? Like, it's a spiked stick. But no, we're gonna name it after Lucifer. Go through there. No. Oh. This isn't any better, game. Also, gotta hand it to him. Kind of legitimately creepy basilisks right here. I appreciate the 4 arms. You know, I'm just gonna be careful. I mean, yeah, same. Really? You gotta get that last pot shot off. Those are gold golems that they suck. So I'm going to try to avoid fighting them if I can. There are so many things to pet in these 100 floors, egrets. Like these. The butterfly meme. Is this a catbird? I'm getting incredibly lucky that I'm not getting confused there. Oh, shit. Those are one of the flee on sight monsters. Ah, I see. Shit! Oh, and I got Artie, so I can't run. The question is, do I have to get past it? Okay. The answer is yes, but I was able to. You know, I appreciate that you apologize by giving me regains after I die, but I really need a Decker Blade. Or Trick. Or a Gade's Blade. hey, you finally used it. Thank you. So, a very important movement pattern to know. Well, one is these assholes, do not fight them. The other one is the dragons. Because as you can imagine, there's a lot of them in the late floors, and they are some of the strongest encounters in the game. They are 4 tiles big, and they move randomly every other step. Which is a giant pain in the ass. Ah, these guys. Another, do not engage. Basically, you can just kind of mentally replace all of the enemies from, like, floor 60 on, a good number of them, with Lubu. Yeah, like, there are a lot of parallels. Yeah, like, earlier when Ellison was coming in and mentioned that it was, that, like, this game actually did a lot of stuff that later roguelikes would. And, like, I don't have a super good timeline in my brain for, like, when this came out versus some of the other things. Obviously, it was after, like, Rogue. Oh, Valor, finally, at Res. But, like, the first mystery dungeon was on... Was that on SNES? Because I know it was a Talon, a Talon game, the Dragon Quest one. That might have come out before this. And kind of directly inspired this. I don't remember the order, but I'm going to assume that Talon's Mystery Dungeon came out first. Tornico, sorry, not Talon. Please go to the right. I just need to see into your room. Random walk, am I right? Just need you to go like one tile farther to the right than you were. I really just need to be able to see into your room enough to know if I care. And sometimes dragons do this. Alright. There we go. No. Oh my god. Oh, that's... I am a dumbass. Just go right. Nope. Oh, and it's a single white dragon. I assumed there was nothing in here, but had to check. Right? To be honest, some of it is also about just like practicing that kind of movement pattern. Because, you know, if I get deeper into this, I'm going to need to be able to do that pretty consistently without trapping myself in a corner like I just did. Alright, where were the stairs? Not you two. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to get past the Cyclops, which I cannot do without a fight. So I might as well initiate it on my own terms, except I just fucked that up. Mega Cyclops. And honestly, having a deadly weapon makes a lot of these fights look a lot less scary than they are. Because if you've noticed, these guys can survive multiple rounds of just taking damage. Oh, I could have snuck around this way. Well, maybe I couldn't have because there was a dragon there. I just have to hope I don't care about that room. Please? Also, despite being purely turn-based, this gets stressful as hell. Oh, a curse lifter. That might come in handy if I find a weapon for Maxim that actually is useful for the jelly. Yep, that's why these guys suck. What's that? Wow, a potion. Just a fucking boat in the middle of the dungeon. Also, you won't believe me when I say this, but you also don't want to fight them. Trick. Okay. Alright, this might be doable. I am super regretting that I fed that old sword now. Oh, sure. Yeah, I can see that. No. It does sound like they're doing some cool stuff with the battle system in ZA, but also, in kind of true Pokemon style, they don't really explore everything that can be done with it, just by virtue of the game having to be accessible. Sure. Is that an Archfiend? Also, am I in range of the Cyclops here? No. Alright, we're in Archfiend territory. Let's see if I survive. It'll be close. I have to run. Oh, good. There's no getting around this. So he'll turn, I think, in 2 more steps. Yeah. Alright, got in first. That's helpful. Oh, gel beat abiotic factor? Congrats. And I wouldn't want you to. Oh, God. Oh, God. I have no idea how to handle this. I have to get through this monster room. Full of Archfiends and Earth Genies. Oh, that's not an Archfiend? I don't think I have ever seen an Ice Roge before. Let's be safe. Okay, Artie goes first. It sure is a monster zoo. One of the scariest ones I've ever seen. Did I learn Fry? No. Nice, so much HP. only assume he's Shadow Elemental because he's undead looking. Okay. I think I have to take advantage of this bush. Yeah, if that happens twice, I just die. We are fairly strongly at the mercy of RNG here. I think I need to thunder. I don't remember if wind is thunder or not. I think it is, so I'm gonna have to. Oh, he's not at 100. All right. Yep. Goodbye. And that, as they say, is that. Well, I'm certainly not going to start a new run of this tonight. Let's see. Oh, not right. What do I want to mess around with a little bit? Other than playing Decision Paralysis. You know, that's a good question, Toonhead. I got this already filled. Oh, okay. Brave New World is the only ROM hack on here. Which is cool. I'm not going to start Final Fantasy VI. Are there any randomizers in here? There are some randomizers. Looks like a bunch of Link to the Past randos and maybe a Final Fantasy III rando. So this isn't a program. It is as it says on the top, SD to SNES. It is a Famicom, Super Famicom cartridge that has an SD card slot in it, so that you can play ROMs on a physical console. You're welcome.
What could possibly go wrong?
I have actually never played the SNES Bubsy. Okay. So all of the face buttons jump at different heights? Okay, no. B and A jump full height, Y and X jump then glide. You know, I briefly thought about changing the category, but, you know. Oh man, this momentum is a thing, though. What are you doing? Is that what the shoot does? Huh. Oh, I just absolutely killed Bubsy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Funny you should say that, Egrets. I have signed up for Arcade Pit. I haven't been accepted yet, but I don't see any reason why I won't be. I mean, honestly, J-Hit, I may go sicko mode on Bubsy 4D, we'll see. I don't know if this is a good thing.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
Like, if I was not, if I wasn't streaming doing it and I didn't also want to spend some time on that Heroes of Might and Magic demo, I probably would have been nerd sniped too. Oh, the boot's just icy. Oh.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
But yeah, assuming that I'm accepted, that we're accepted, I will be on Arcade Pit on the 23rd. Oh. Bye.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
You did, Bubsy, once or twice. You know, I knew Bubsy controlled kind of strangely. I don't think I have ever played another game that had momentum that, like, you have momentum to your jump, but pushing back against it temporarily pushes against your momentum, but doesn't actually change it. As soon as you let go of left, assuming you're jumping right, you go immediately back to the original momentum of your jump. Oh.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
There we go. Maybe Sunday's stream will be doing a that's right, we're gonna cheat for Arcade Pit, and I'll try and play a bunch of the games that they like to give out on Arcade Pit. Like Contra. Oh, that's almost certainly death.
More like a bridge too short.
You know, I may have a super hot take. I have played significantly worse platformers than this. Like, a lot worse. This is, quite frankly, an entirely normal game compared to a lot of the platformers I have played. Ooh, different music. I don't think I've ever heard that song before. Is this like a secret cave? There are switches? Oh, goodbye.
More like a bridge too short.
Oh. That just kills you. I see.
More like a bridge too short.
Thank you for the posture check and the hydrate. I was assuming the gamer position, so I have undone that. Oh, pfft.
More like
Egg.
a bridge too short.
Nice 7 streak. Alright, that is... I think I have to jump with X or Y
Like a
there.
bridge
I think
too
that's what I'm doing
short.
wrong. Oh. That's not ideal. Easy.
blows your hair back.
The entrails of their enemies. Oh man, I do not remember this guy. Look at that. Look at that specimen. It's okay. The bot just wanted me to have to take a second to continue looking at the specimen. I don't even... Is it like a potato? Oh, so what you're saying is I need to commission a version of Bonanza that replaces the green bean with that guy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Alright, that's enough of this for now. I did win. That's probably good for tonight. Yeah, I definitely don't want to spend another 3 hours doing an ancient cave run, and I didn't really have a ton else planned, so tonight was mostly to test out, see how Friday went for people, and myself, try out the physical setup, make sure that all worked. And I think it worked pretty well. I will do this real quick. Obviously, no pressure. Like, I don't expect many people to show up for any reason other than announcements. I mostly just made that as a place to, you know, get things out to people who care, outside of, like, Blue Sky, where it's easy to miss. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Let's see who is going, and I will raid them. Who is streaming tonight? A lot of people are streaming tonight. I suppose a lot of people would be streaming on Friday night. You know, Drex has been doing a lot of work on Mega Bonk speedruns. Let's show him some love. He also has birds. Drex 2-3. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. We'll have the normal Sunday stream, and then plan on Crosscode starting next Friday. I'll probably try to start a little earlier for Crosscode, maybe like 6:30 Central rather than 7. I was a little late today just because I was setting stuff up. But that is the plan. I'm excited to play Crosscode, and I hope you're excited to watch. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.